As January closes, many people feel pressure to move on quickly, but clinically and practically, healing does not work that way. This episode with yours truly, Ali Madawi, in the global impact, we are going to be very intentional. And when I say intentional, slower, more reflective, more educational. And today, we're approaching recovery and emotional wellness through two different lenses. The therapist lens, where we're going to be understanding the nervous system, trauma responses, and emotional regulation. And then the coach's lens, which is translating awareness into action, into structure, and sustainable change. Let's begin. World Recovery Day is upon us, and recovery is strength, not weakness. So, the therapist perspective, from a clinical standpoint, recovery is neurological retraining. Addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma all impact the reward system, the emotional regulation, threat perception, stress hormones. Recovery is not about willpower. It's about rebuilding the safety inside the brain and the body. When someone chooses recovery, they are interrupting the conditioned survival patterns. They are creating new neural pathways. They're learning the level or the ability to tolerate discomfort without escaping it. And that takes extraordinary strength. Now, here's the coach perspective. Recovery also requires identity reconstruction. See, you're not just stopping a behavior, you're learning who you are without the coping mechanism, how to self-soothe yourself without self-destruction, how to define success without shame. Progress in recovery looks like showing up consistently, asking for help sooner, recovering faster from setbacks. Recovery support is not optional, it's strategic. Please reach out and explore more at globalimpactwellness.com. Releasing January's emotional weight. Here's the therapist perspective on that one. See, emotions that are not processed get stored in the body. We spoke about it in multiple episodes. And clinically, this can show up as fatigue, irritability, brain fog, anxiety spikes, sleep disruption. When we don't release emotional weight, the nervous system stays in a low-grade threat state. Release does not mean forgetting. It means completing the emotional cycle. That can happen through somatic techniques, breath work, journaling, guiding processing, therapeutic conversations. Emotionally releasing January is an intentional transition ritual, if you will. Ask these questions. What did January teach me? What no longer deserves my energy? What am I done carrying forward? Then take actions. Write it down. Name it. Close that chapter. You don't carry last month's luggage into the next season. That felt a little bit personal, but that's what you got to do. Access emotional release tools at globalimpactwellness.com. What gave you peace this month? See, therapist perspectives state that peace is a regulated nervous system state. Moments of peace tells us what environments feel safe, what relationships are regulated, what behaviors calm the nervous system. These are not random. They are data points. Clinically, repeating peaceful experiences strengthens emotional resilience, stress tolerance, and self-trust. Now, here's Coach Ali's perspective. Peace should be scheduled, protected, and repeated. So ask yourself these questions. When did I feel most grounded? What habits reduce stress instead of adding pressure? Then systemize those moments. Remove any friction. Make peace non-negotiable. Peace is not a reward. It is a requirement for sustainable growth. I can tell you I've removed so many things over the last 2 years out of my life that I was scared of, but it gives me the absolute peace every single day. So build your own peace routine at globalimpactwellness.com. Next, creating support systems that actually work for you. So the therapist will tell you healing accelerates in a co-regulation. Healthy support systems reduce isolation, normalize emotional experiences, provide accountability without shame, and clinically, humans heal faster when they feel seen, when they feel safe, when they feel supported, when they feel supported. Not all support is healthy, by the way. Some relationships reinforce dysregulation. Coach Ali's perspective, support system should be intentional, not accidental. What does that mean? Well, it means choosing support that aligns with your goals, setting boundaries that work for you, asking for what you need clearly. Support can include therapy, coaching, community, faith-based support. I remember when I had my 2 years, amazing therapeutical years, I realized that I wasn't with the right coach or therapist, rather, for me. Didn't take anything away from their gift. They just weren't the right ones for me. Find aligned therapy and coaching for yourself at globalimpactwellness.com. Up next, clarity check for February. Here's the therapist's perspective. Rigid goals often activate threat responses in the brain. Emotional goal settings ask, how do I want to feel? What environments support that feelings? What drains it? This creates internal alignment, not pressure. Trust me, you don't want any pressure. Your boy Ali states, emotional clarity creates better execution. I know I can execute better when I'm clear mentally or emotionally. When you know how you want February to feel, well, decisions become easier. Boundaries strengthen. Motivation stabilizes. Feelings guide to strategy. Explore emotional goal setting at globalimpactwellness.com. Tell them your boy Ali sent you. Up next, entering February with self-compassion. So the therapist will let you know self-compassion is not an indulgence. It's emotional regulation. Research shows that self-compassion lowers cortisol. That's what leads to stress, improves resilience, reduces relapse risks, and harsh self-talk keeps the nervous system in survival mode. Coach Ali will let you know self-compassion allows sustainable momentum. And I love me some momentum. So celebrate survival, consistency, effort. You don't need perfection to move forward. You need kindness plus intention. That's like a subscription. Continue your healing journey at theglobalImpactWellness.com. As we're coming to an end, I got a minute of integration for you. Understand that healing is not passive. It's not weak. It's not linear. It is informed. It is supported. It is intentional. From recovery to reflection to even renewal from within, you are doing meaningful work. So we'll walk with you. We're here for you. And remember, globalimpactwellness.com. Care you can trust.
Are you the type of agency that has clients that you really want them to have that extra support? But in having that extra support, you're worried about paperwork, you're worried about the responsibilities of a communication. Well, at Global Impact Wellness Group, you do not have to worry about that because we take all of the paperwork, all of the hassle, all of the communication challenges out of the way. Please, if you have clients, please give us a call.